Fox News leaked text messages confirm that while on air, people like Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, and Laura Ingraham were acting as though there was merit and legitimacy to Donald Trump's bogus claims that he actually won the 2020 election. Privately, Fox hosts were texting each other and others and saying, this is nonsense. We know it's nonsense. This is a really big disaster. Fascinating, but not altogether surprising story. Rolling Stone has an article. Tucker Carlson pushes election fraud. BS. Same night filing reveals he knows it's BS. Dominion Voting Systems is suing Fox News for spreading conspiracies about the company's role in non-existent fraud in the 2020 election. Dominion submitted a bombshell legal filing Thursday, revealing that most of the Fox News hosts who pushed the big lie knew it was total BS, as well as the internal strife over how to cover it. These text messages are fascinating. Tucker Carlson was particularly incensed, the filing reveals. Quote, Sidney Powell is lying, by the way. I caught her. It's insane. He texted to Laura Ingraham on November 18th. Ingraham responded that Sidney Powell is, quote, a complete nut, as is Rudy Giuliani. Quote, it's unbelievably offensive to me, said Carlson. Our viewers are good people and they believe it. Well, then why are you continuing to push that idea? On air, he said, how did senile hermit Joe Biden get 15 million more votes than his boss, rock star crowd surfer Barack Obama? Results like that would seem to defy the laws of known physics and qualify instead as a miracle. Was the 2020 election a miracle? Obama. So the story here is they knew it was BS. They were texting each other that it was BS. And yet on air, they continue to entertain this stuff as if it was a serious thing. Here's an example of Laura Ingraham interviewing Sidney Powell, whom privately she was saying is a complete nut.
Yeah. This is coup 5.0. And
Sidney,
the Department of Justice and the FBI really need to get after it right now and investigate all the reports of fraud. There are hundreds of them.
Yeah.
Wow. Hundreds of reports of fraud. That's stunning, huh?
Well, I hope Attorney General Barr is doing that. Very, very hopeful that he's doing that. Otherwise, we're in big trouble as a country, especially with elections going forward.
Yeah. So understand. Privately, Laura Ingraham is saying Sidney Powell's a nut. Okay. Publicly, Sidney Powell comes on, makes all of these false claims about the election, and Laura Ingraham says, if this isn't being investigated, we're in trouble as a country. Wow. Openly lying to their audience. Another example, here's actually a good little compilation that CNN did. Remember, privately, all of these people are saying this is nonsense. Here's what they were saying publicly.
Is the fix already in?
It is a damning indictment of Fox News.
The outcome of our presidential election was seized from the hands of voters.
As a network publicly and repeatedly promoted former President Trump's 2020 election fraud claims to millions of their viewers.
Every American should be angry. You should be outraged. You should be worried. You should be concerned at what has happened in the election and the lead up to this election.
Privately, top anchors and executives mocked Trump's lies, calling them ludicrous, really crazy stuff, and totally off the rails. The revelations coming from hundreds of pages of newly released evidence in the legal filing as part of the Dominion Voting Systems lawsuit against Fox News. In this text exchanged 2 weeks after the election, Tucker Carlson texting other Fox News hosts. Sidney Powell is lying, by the way. I caught her. It's insane. He says about Trump's lawyer, Sidney Powell, and Rudy Giuliani's unfounded claims. Sidney is a complete nut. No one will work with her. Ditto with Rudy, Laura Ingraham wrote back. Tucker responds, it's unbelievably offensive to me. Our viewers are good people, and they believe it. Even as those same hosts went on the air arguing completely otherwise.
All right, these election challenges are still going on, and disturbing irregularities have been found and must be investigated.
Have they really, Laura?
To the fullest.
On election night, the network first to call Arizona for Biden.
The Fox News decision desk is calling Arizona for Joe Biden. That is a big get for the Biden campaign.
As Trump's baseless conspiracy theories started to take hold.
This is a fraud on the American public. So we'll be going to the U.S. Supreme Court.
Yeah. Anyway, you guys get the picture. So there's a bunch of different stories here. Of course, there is, again, the story that Fox News lies to its audience for profit. Now, you could say, well, but David, all of these for-profit media networks are going to create content that is profitable. Yes, but they don't all brazenly lie while behind the scenes the anchors are saying, we are telling lies to our audience. There is actually a difference there. There are many criticisms of corporate media that can be made that apply to all of these outlets, but this sort of brazen lying was not being carried out by every corporate media outlet. So that's one story. The second story, of course, is that Fox News presents itself as news, but the people I just named, Hannity, Ingraham, Tucker Carlson, when the rubber meets the road and they end up in court, universally, Fox News lawyers say, these are not news people, these are entertainers who use hyperbole and exaggeration. And that's the argument they make when they are confronted with the reality of their lies. But there is a third story here, and it's about the congressional hearings that are going on. We talked about last week and the week before the weaponization of government hearing. We talked about the big tech hearings, etc. Part of their story, let me be clear, not Fox News. Part of the story from the right has been that media was biased in suppressing news of the fraud and irregularities, the Hunter Biden story, criticism of liberals, etc. This is part of the story that they're telling. What those hearings to some degree are trying to do is to retrospectively legitimize and sort of rehabilitate what networks like Fox News did, to come down against Twitter, for example, for limiting the spread of certain disinformation, rather than saying, hey, you know what? Fox News hosts knew they were spreading lies. They want to use the hearings to say, forget about the text messages. The Fox News people and everybody on the right thought they were telling the truth, and it was big tech and whoever else that censored that truth, even though privately we know that they know that they were telling lies. So we will see what the outcome is from this lawsuit. It is a very big deal, and I will let you know as that happens. But humiliating, if you have a sense of shame, it's not clear that the Fox News hosts do. Every day, we see more and more stories about what tech companies and ISPs are doing with your data. Facebook just settled a huge lawsuit alleging they gave millions of users' data to a company helping the Trump campaign. Everyone should be using a VPN every time they connect to the internet. No excuses. A VPN hides your IP address. It can keep your data private from these companies and even from hackers. That's why I reached out to Private Internet Access about being our sponsor. Private Internet Access is the only VPN that has proven in court multiple times they don't log your browsing history. Their no-log practices are also independently audited by Deloitte. No other VPN takes your privacy this seriously. Lightning fast for downloads. Streaming content only available in other countries works as well. Works with all major streaming platforms. With one account, you can use it on up to 10 devices. And they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. And their 24/7 support is amazing. Go to piavpn.com/Pakman to get 83% off. That's $2.03 a month, and you'll get 4 months free. The link is down below.